Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Marketing Matters. I'm Sarah Touchstone, Landmark Titles social media marketing strategist and educator. I get the pleasure of bringing you guys Marketing Matters every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Arizona time. This week, I am joined with Judy Murdoch. When you are wondering how to work with your investors, how can you leverage things like property management with your clients, think no further than Judy. She is really knowledgeable, guys. She's an expert. She's been in this industry a long time. And when it comes to working with investors, working with people that want investment properties, she knows it all. So we're excited to have her on today. Judy's got a couple of slides that she's going to go over, and then we've got this great question and answer session that we are going to go through as well. So Judy, welcome. I'm so excited to have you on. Please,
thank you, Sarah.
Rain your knowledge down upon us.
Well, I'll do my best.
All right, Judy, I'm going to dive right in. We've got a couple of slides for you all.
All right, this is a little different manner for me to present my slides. So help me through this little, I'm going to give you a little narration of each of our pictures here. The very first thing you see is this, oh my, imagine walking into your move-in appointment with your new tenants to find the properties already occupied by victims of rent fraud. It happened to me not even a year ago. My maintenance man just went over, gave me a call. Judy, did you move someone in? No, I did not. And it was a fiasco. Or what about receiving a tenant's phone call on Christmas Eve reporting that there's no water, no available plumbers, and a house full of out-of-town guests? And one other awkward moment might be when you're wakened at 3 in the morning, which I was, by a tenant that informed me of a loud crash, waking them up to find that their kitchen ceiling was over on the kitchen, was now on the kitchen floor. So this is our oh my disasters. Well, property management can be messy, and we at Ayers House Properties are gluttons for punishment. In each of the real life cases I just shared with you, we were able to quickly, oh, wait, going too fast.
Yep. Somehow we are, okay, I think this is it, right?
There we are. In each of the real life cases, we were able to quickly, I think it's one more slide, Sarah, and efficiently roll up our sleeves. One more. No, we're going backwards. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Let's move forward. Sorry, guys. This is our first attempt at a slide presentation between two people in different areas. So in each of these real life cases, we were able to quickly and efficiently roll up our sleeves, dig in, and resolve the situation to the satisfaction of our tenants and owners. Our 5-star rating and track record speaks for itself. We have 100% owner retention throughout the investment, the resale of the investment property, and we have approximately 95% tenant renewal. And that's all thanks in part to our care and our tenant screening, and we boast 0 evictions in the 8 years of our newly formed business. Even during COVID, we did not have an eviction and we did not lose $1 of rent to any of our owners. To top that off, we offer competitive fees, no hidden charges. We do not do upcharging on our maintenance repairs, and we have 24/7 maintenance requests. So property management is not a piece of cake, that's for sure. Our unique agent referral program, oh, I'm sorry, it's not a piece of cake, but our unique referral program gives you a slice to keep enjoying month after month. Our referral isn't one and done, but ongoing. For as long as you are an agent on a property we manage, your referred property, you'll see that month to month percentage. And the sweetest part of our monthly referral payments is that you remain top of mind for first right refusal of sales for future sales, and you gain an alternative source of revenue growth for your business. If you are working with investors or have properties that you want to offload and retain a percentage of the management fee while we do the heavy lifting, Eris House Properties is here for you. So yes, you can have your cake and eat it too. Thanks, Sarah.
Nice. All right, guys. Now we are going into our question session. So the market, the way it is right now, it's a buyer's market. Sellers are, they've been holding off, they've been waiting for rates to come back down. And now rates are just really kind of stable. But all those sellers that waited to sell, the houses are flooding the market right now. So a great alternative really is turning it into an investment property and reaching out to somebody like Judy. So that's why we have her on today, because I want to really focus on getting you guys the knowledge that you need so that you can market alternative options to your clients. I mean, I know that you make money. We already have a question for you, Judy. Where do you see rents going up, or rents going up or down?
Actually, I think they're flattening. I just was reading a little bit, one of my bits of information for you, for your investors is that you need to always be aware of the economic, rhythm of the valley here. And I was just reading on a Zillow report last night that our rents are down 1.7% over this time last year. So, averaging the median with that 1.7 drop is about 1,699 per month. So I think we are beginning to flatten. I know as an advisory to my owners this year, as we're renewing our leases, we have seen more move outs in the last 2 months than normal for us. And each of the tenants has let me know that they are, having to seek lower rent and do we work with them? Absolutely, we do. But I think we're flattening. I think we're going to see that same trend as we're seeing in the housing market.
Yeah. But that means, rents had gotten up so high that
Yes.
them flattening out, it's okay. Like they're
It's
already
okay,
in
but
a really good spot.
yeah, it's flattening, but I can't say that it's flattened to a point where it's more comfortable for renters. But we're having such a huge influx of, you've seen it all over the valley. There's big, huge new rental complexes that are nothing but rental complexes every other corner, it seems like, to accommodate the influx, in our economy and people moving here.
It really is. All right, guys, we're going to jump into some of these questions that I have already for Judy. But as we go, please utilize the chat, the question and answer window. And let's get this knowledge into our brains. So, Judy, the first question that I have are, what are some of the standout ways that you help your investor clients maximize their returns beyond just collecting rent?
Well, obviously, effective property management is going to ensure consistent income, but we have to strive, and we have to always strive to minimize expenses to ensure that rental income exceeds the expenses. For instance, if I have a new investor and he's coming in and he's looking at a home that's 10 years, 12 years old, that's a lot of our investment properties are older homes. Would it be advisable, to advise and counsel my investor on looking at a home warranty plan, which may cover HVAC systems, plumbing, major appliances, and possibly even the roof? I'd say yes. And we all know that real estate property management is cyclical. That's guaranteed in life. So we want our investors to be aware of all the potential risks, including market volatility, economic downturns, interest rate fluctuations. That's our main topic, it seems like, with everyone now. and property specific issues. Is this in a fire zone? Is this in a flood zone? Let's look at these factors in your investment before making that big dive in. Again, I think you should be researching your market conditions. Do we have an economic indicator? What are our economic indicators right now in the valley? What do you guys see? I am seeing huge growth, technology, all the tech industries coming over, and we're talking huge tech industries bringing huge amounts of population into the valley. So we need to always be on it, be on our game, see how does that affect it? Usually, for example, a rising employment and income levels typically lead to increased demand for rental properties. That's why you're seeing these new complexes going up on every other corner. So I think research, education, educate your investors.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you bring up the home warranty. I think a lot of times agents will push for, single family, new home buyers to have that home warranty. But then, down the road, everything's fine.
Mhm.
You let your home warranty lapse, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to turn this into an investment property. And you don't even think about coming back and renewing that.
Mhm.
That could be a tremendous
It can
way
be
to maximize your return.
absolutely. Roofs and AC units, HVAC units. I have one owner that I manage a few of his properties in the Southeast Valley, and he has homes now there that are reaching closer to 20 years old. So guess what's going to start out the door if it hasn't already is that HVAC system. His home warranty. Now, I'm not a total advocate on home warranties. You've got to do your homework on those too. Make sure you've got
Mhm.
the best coverage for your investors, but his came in and replaced an $8,000 replacement on that HVAC unit. And he had two units. The other one, we just had a tech going out this year. So there goes the other one. But I think he paid a little about $1,800 on that $8,000 unit.
Nice.
So, but do your homework on those home warranty companies because some of them, the vendors are not strong vendors and there can be issues, but all in all, investors coming into homes 10, 15, 20 years old, look at it, advise them, give them some homework.
Nice. Well, one of the things that you brought up, Judy, was your outstanding record with your tenants. So how do you strategize for minimizing vacancy time, and how do you stay competitive with local rental pricing? Because as we talked about earlier, it is kind of changing a little, but leveling.
Yes, yeah. Um, on the, oh, I'm sorry, I just went, okay. Well, absolutely, my tenants like me. Now, who can boast that? I want to wear a big pin on my lapel that says, my tenants like me, because property managers they have a bad rap. I mean, everybody says, are you going through a property manager? I don't want to deal with a property manager. And so I think education and a good relationship with your tenants. So, for instance, um, when you're talking to your tenant, be a good property manager. Get in there, answer those phone calls, get maintenance requests done quickly. Make sure that they know and understand, they trust you, that you're going to answer that phone call, and make sure that you have vendors out there quickly, efficient. Give them that understanding. Your fiduciary always is to your owner. That's who you're working for. But that tenant needs to see you and like you, like, oh, it's Judy. Oh, she's coming in for our spring home inspections, and they're not bummed or I just don't have a lot of negative feedback from my tenants. But, make sure that to stay happy so I can get them to turn that over. We have a system we use, Appfolio is our main software system, which is excellent for us. And we can go in and conduct what's called rent match on each property at any given time. So the system runs a report on all the comparable properties for rent in the given area. And then we are able to then establish a fair market rent for our tenants.
Awesome. All right, great. Keith had a question about annual inspection. He said, he already answered it. You're that good, Judy, right?
Well, but don't just do an annual inspection, Keith. I hope that was Keith you said.
Yeah.
Keith, it's important that when we move in our tenants, we like to go back about 60 days after move-in, give them time to get settled, just say, hey, we're just going to come by, see how things are working for you, and just do a quick 15-minute walkthrough and visit with you. And most of them are might be a little grumpy because they're just moving in, thinking, God, I got to go clean the house. Judy's coming. And but what we do is we just reinsure the tenant again that we're there. But we do that 60-day because it kind of helps us see how they're taking care of the property or what's happening. We do what I call spring cleaning. We go out once a year annually, no matter when their lease expires, and we walk through, do a nice spring clean, look at the properties, and then when it's time to either renew and or move out, there's another inspection done. Renewals always have an inspection to make sure, do we want to renew this tenant? How's that property looking? Are the rents in time? And then at move out, we have final inspection. So it sounds like a lot, but when you have it worked into your system, it works well and it protects that property, keeps that property value for your owner, your investor.
Yeah. So that not only is your communication great with your tenants, but then you're taking that communication and you're reporting back to the investors too,
Absolutely.
right?
We
So
send the
they
report to the tenant and to the investor with any repair, needs that are at that time. We send those in, and hopefully even a calendared time period to get those if there's any issues with the property when they'll be repaired.
awesome. Yeah, that really does help them to feel in control of their portfolio. Like it sounds like you guys really
Absolutely.
do go above and beyond what most property managers do.
Well, let me tell you one instance on protecting and keeping our tenants as well as our owners aware was the pandemic. I mean, that was holy cow, to meet all of a sudden one day you're hearing on the news that there's a moratorium that's protecting our tenants out there and they no longer have to pay rent. They won't be evicted. Well, that's what the media put out there. Don't worry about paying rent. You cannot be evicted. This is the time frame. But the media was not giving the full story to those tenants. Yes, they were protected from eviction, but what they were not stressing on the media was that they're still obligated to that rent. They were thinking, oh, I don't have to pay rent. I won't be evicted. But I can't get out. I can't be in the public, all this stuff. So our eviction attorney, who's excellent, and I could give her referral name afterwards if you contact me, she contacted us the day that hit the media, all the moratorium. She came into us and said, look, here is a 2-page sheets of all the agencies out there that can help your tenants, with rent right now. You need to put a cover letter on this. And she even created the cover letter for us that explained to our owners and to our tenants and educated them about how the moratorium worked and that they would still be responsible for rent. And we talked to each one of our tenants, and it took a little time, but we took it out there. We educated them. We did not, unlike 70% of the management companies out there, we did not lose $1 of rent with our owners, and we had no evictions. The courts were so backed up for years after that with evictions, and so many investors lost a lot of money.
Yeah, well, it sounds like your communication and your support for your tenants is absolutely amazing.
Hmm.
What kind of investor support do you provide beyond property management for your investors and your clients? Things like forecasting, planning, advising on improvements of their properties.
Yes, it can be tricky. I mean, you have to be very careful in advising and counseling. You have to again know your know know your community, know what, well, let me even reverse that a little bit. Don't be afraid to ask direct questions to your investor. Don't be afraid. Is it time to change out the flooring? Is it if the property still has, chocolate brown walls and tan walls from the 90s, is it time to refresh your property to bring in a little bit, more value to the property? You know, it's important that we always, do a really thorough check on move out. Is it, what are we accessing the home at each move out and updating and refreshing? Keep up those HOA requirements. Keep your HOA happy. Nobody likes a grumpy HOA. Sometimes they're difficult to work with, but if we're forecasting too, we're forecasting, we're planning, we're advising on improvements. The main goal is to keep that property value, that market value, to keep the sustain that and keep it up and above the other rental properties that may be in the same community. We have the ability to set up reporting for scheduling AC and soft water, service reminders to our owners, so that again, it keeps up that maintenance on that property. The value of that property is, you know, invaluable. That's what we're there for. We're there to help those investors see and gain, the best value and the best in their investment. You've got to do patience, strategic planning, with property management. Success is in long-term real estate investing. You've got to be patient. Help your investor know that a well-defined strategy focuses on gradual and steady wealth building. That's one of our major ones. And again, thoroughly investigate your local conditions, go back to the economic indicators, demographic shifts, so there's so many different ways that you can bring up that property value. But again, assess that home regularly, make sure, does it need paint? Are we meeting HOA requirements? Are the yards maintained? I actually, I have about 10 properties right now that we provide once a month landscaping, the owner does, so that they're happy with the HOA. They're not getting HOA violations. And when that tenant does move out, those yards are in good condition. Yards, if any of you are out there in property management right now, walking in, but oh man, the weeds are up to here. The tenant doesn't care, that's not their home. Some of them do. Some of them maintain beautiful yards, but we have landscape companies go in and just, little things like that to maintain that property value.
Absolutely. All right. I think we've got time for one more question. If you guys in the crowd have any questions too, please put them up. But Judy, right now is such a good time for agents to work with investors or past clients that have so much equity in their homes, and like they can turn into maybe first time investors
Yes.
with their properties. For agents that are wanting to work with investors or help their, past clients become investors, what is the best way that they can collaborate with you and help really support that long-term portfolio growth?
Um, let's see. That's a good question. That's a good question, Sarah. Um, I would probably want education, like, education. Let me give an instance. It's hard to just pinpoint it, but let me give an instance. I have a client right now in the Southeast Valley again. They approached me about selling their home, and they already have an investment property further out, close to their home, but they're renting it. They are moving to Texas for a real job location, a new job. They're planning to make Texas their permanent home now, and so they were talking about the sale of their current home. I reapproached them because again, they did have some nice equity, value in their home. So I said, let's look out of the box a little bit. I know you want to take this equity out of your home and apply it to a home in Texas, but with the market where it is right now, it is a buyer's market. So is this a good time for you to sell? Maybe not the best. It could be, but maybe not the best. So how about we rent your home? You can still take that equity line, apply it to your home in Texas, and we'll I'll take care of it all for you. We'll keep these two sources of income coming in for you. Let's reevaluate in a year, maybe 2 years, and see where we are in the market on the sale of your home. So it's worked out very, very well. I have both properties rented now. We have excellent tenants in both properties. And so I think helping work with your lenders, look at different ways, just like that. Take that equity and reapply, reinvest. There's different sources, diversify. Do we always have to buy another residential property? No. Are you in a position to look at commercial? Maybe. What about
Yeah.
industrial? There's so many different markets. So don't be afraid to diversify, spreading investments across different property types, and work with your lenders. Work on educating investors on financing and debt management. And another thing that we really try to do real quickly, and I'm probably running out of time, is helping your investors to budget. Set up budgeting programs with them. Collaborate again with your lenders. Show, is it just conventional loans? Understanding leveraging various financing options, HELOCs, cash out refinancing, and then but always trying to maintain a healthy debt to income ratio. So I think work with your lenders, educate your investors on diversity in their portfolio, and don't, it's okay to step out of the box, help those investors see that.
Yeah, it really is. You in this market, you've got to be creative. And
Yes.
guys, remember, real estate, we already know this. Real estate is a long-term game. You sometimes work with people for years. So if the market is not as hot as we would like it to be for selling, for buying, put the groundwork, lay the foundation for a business relationship
Absolutely.
with your clients and stay
Absolutely.
top of mind. Be the go-to person. Don't just be like, well, your home's not selling, I don't know what to do. Be the problem solver, because this is what your clients need. And if you are their go-to person and you stay top of mind through the years with them, they will keep coming back, and they will bring referrals back to you as well. So
Absolutely, they do. I
yeah,
do. One of
so
my
keep,
largest investors, I've been with him now for almost 20 years.
yeah,
So don't think it's a flyby, some of them, I would say 3 to 5, years for that investment property on the general, on their return. But then you're ready to, if I have referrals from agents that have brought those clients to me, I always take them back to that agent first, for a right of to sell that home. But then let's turn that over. Let's keep that moving,
yeah.
So
Right, yeah. Right now, here in the Phoenix area, we are poised to really, really see some incredible financial growth.
yes.
These homes that we've had, there has been so much growth with equity over the last just a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So get educated, reach out to Judy. She'll help
Absolutely.
get you the knowledge and the tools and the resources that you need to work with your investors. Judy, if you could put your contact information in the chat window, um,
Great.
and then they can reach out to you. But y'all, this is a game changer right now. Like, the ability to invest, the ability to take out equity and to reinvest that and build a portfolio and build growth. I think that this is just, it's a no-brainer. Like, it's an incredible opportunity, an incredible time,
Yes.
for you to really help your clients not just buy and sell. Like, we really are at a point in the Phoenix housing market history that we
Well,
can build
absolutely.
so much wealth.
Yes,
So
Eric House Properties, we work in sales and buys, and it's kind of a full spectrum for us. We'll help you buy that home, we'll help you sell that home, we'll help you invest that home, and we'll manage it all for you. And we take, like we said in our little slide presentation earlier, we take that heavy load off of you. If you're out there doing sales, you're not in working on the property management end of it. Yeah, we can take care of that for you.
awesome.
Take
Well,
good care
Judy,
of your
yeah,
investors.
please give us your contact info. There we go. It's in there. Reach out to her. Yeah, I could go, we could probably, Judy, you and I could probably talk for another hour about all of
I
this.
think we could. I'd love to.
Awesome. Well, we'll have to have you back on because there are, yeah, I mean, this is the way, guys. This is the future right now of real estate and investing,
It is.
here in our Phoenix market.
It
Uh,
is.
I'm going to talk real quickly as we wrap up about upcoming classes that we have. We are just starting to get out of summer. So there's not too much going on because I know you guys have all been out on vacation, which is why we do a webinar, right? You can attend anywhere. I know you guys are in Hawaii on webinars. You want to be on
Oh,
Marketing Matters at, 7 a.m. in Hawaii. But pretty soon these kids are all back to school and we're back to more events. You can always find events that we have going on our website on the event page. And then, of course, you can always come here every Wednesday morning for Marketing Matters. We'll always have great content for you. Next week, we are talking about that Landmark Title One, the Palm Agent app. And we're going to talk about reports, market insight, and social media tools within there. Yeah, it does so much more than just net sheets, which is
yes, for
why
sure.
we're so excited about getting that information to you guys. So attend next week. And if you missed last week, so when we talked about the net sheet part of it, just reach out to your business development managers and they can get you that recording. Looking ahead towards August. Yeah. Next week. Next week's already August, guys.
Believe it.
And on August 13th, we have a Real Fun Day. And when I say reels, I mean videos, right? So this is going to be a really unique event because we are bringing in a media company to take videos of you, to edit those videos. And so if you're on the fence about doing video marketing, or maybe you love video marketing and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to take advantage of this, scan that QR code, get set up. It is only $20. Because we are bringing in an outside media company, we got to charge a little bit for RESPA compliance. But guys, this is a steal. Usually to get edited videos, we're talking hundreds of dollars. So get your time slot. It is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's a pretty small window. You're going to want to get registered for that today. And then that afternoon, we have a CE class. It's the deed, fraud, Firewise, and Arizona water. It's that 3-in-1 super fun class. I actually really do like this class because it breaks up the topics. They're all so different. They're each an hour long, but they're all really, really good topics. So this is on that same day, August 13th, but in the afternoon from 1 to 4 p.m. So you can go make your videos and then head on over and get your CE credits in. Reach out to Renee for that one. It is at our Arrowhead office, which is seating is limited. So get signed up for that one as well. And then, of course, you guys know that we always have our amazing home tours. Moon Valley's the third Thursday, and Biltmore Luxury is that fourth Wednesday. So looking ahead, the fourth Wednesday was today. So they had this morning. Looking ahead, the next one is August 27th. Please attend, get some great content for that. And of course, reach out to your business development managers. They are here to help you with all of your marketing needs. If you need great contacts like Judy, Keith, he knows Judy and he's like, Judy would be amazing on Marketing Matters. So they have the connections as well. So if you're looking to work with your investors and you need great connections, just like Judy, reach out to Beth, Keith, Michael, Patty, Renee, and Raylan up in Prescott for all of your marketing needs. And then, of course, Landmark Title for all of your title and escrow needs. Yeah, we do more than just marketing. We do more than just printing flyers. We do more than just classes and webinars. We actually do title and escrow. I know, it's the very last thing we always talk about.
On the side.
But that is what we do. It is in our name, Landmark Title. So please think of us on your next contract. We'd love to work with you guys. We have 7 offices here in the Valley, 1 up in Prescott, and then 1 up in Nevada as well. So we've got an amazing staff. If you love your business development manager, you're going to adore your escrow officers here at Landmark Title. And that's it for us today, guys. Judy, thank you for being on. That was great information.
Thank you. Thank you,
And so
Sarah, for having
timely.
me.
I mean, it really is the way our market is right now. It was great. This is the way. I mean, I can't say it enough.
Oh, I'm
But
just happy to help anyone out there. Give me a call, email, text. That's fine. I'd be happy to answer your questions. Love to work with your investors. Just give me a call.
thanks, Judy. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone. I will
Bye.
see you
Thank you,
next
Sarah.